It feels like just yesterday, though the calendar tells me it was 20 years ago, back in 2005. The date today, September 18th, 2025, makes me pause and reflect on how much life can change. Back then, my world was a landscape of schematics, circuit boards, and complex algorithms. I was an electrical and computer engineer, a title I wore with a quiet sense of accomplishment. I loved the challenge of it all, the way a problem could be deconstructed and solved with logic and precision. My days were filled with deadlines and data. It was a good, solid plan, one that made sense on paper and felt secure in my heart. But life, in its beautiful and unpredictable way, had a different blueprint in mind for me. Slowly, then all at once, my heart began to shift. The pull toward home, the sweet, small hands that reached for mine, became a current too strong to resist. I found myself daydreaming not of code, but of cuddles. My thoughts drifted from project timelines to the tiny milestones of a growing baby. The decision to step away from my engineering career wasn't made in a single dramatic moment. It was a gentle, persistent whisper that grew louder with each passing day, calling me to trade structure for beautiful, unscripted chaos. And so I made the leap. I hung up my hard hat and embraced being a full-time mom. It was a role with no instruction manual, no predictable outcomes, and a learning curve steeper than any I'd faced professionally. Suddenly, my world was filled not with processors, but with power supplies, and instead with lullabies, scraped knees, and endless questions about why the sky is blue. My heart swells with a kind of love and pride that is almost too big to hold whenever I think of my children. They are, without a doubt, my greatest and most beautiful creation. Watching them grow from tiny dependent beings into the remarkable young adults and children they are today has been the most profound reward of my life. Each of them is a unique thread in the tapestry of our family, with their own dreams, their talents, their quirks. It's in the quiet moments, a shared laugh over dinner, a heartfelt conversation late at night, a simple, unexpected hug, that I feel the immense weight and wonder of it all. This is the work that truly matters. I see this legacy unfolding in my older children, who are now carving out their own paths. My eldest, a brilliant mind with a compassionate heart, is pursuing a degree in biomedical engineering. My second is thriving in business school, his sharp intellect and natural leadership skills already shining through. And my third child is exploring the world of graphic design, her creativity a constant source of inspiration and joy. To witness their achievements, to know I helped nurture their confidence and curiosity, fills me with a sense of fulfillment that no career ever could. But it's not just about the grand accomplishments. The true reward is in the everyday process of watching them become good, kind people. It's in seeing them support one another, cheering at a sibling's soccer game, helping with a difficult homework assignment. The younger ones are still in the thick of it, navigating the dramas of middle school, the wonders of elementary, and the pure, unadulterated joy of kindergarten. Each stage brings its own set of challenges and triumphs, from learning to read to learning to be a good friend. My role has been to be their constant, their cheerleader, and their safe place to land. Supporting their passions has been one of my greatest joys. Driving to countless music lessons, sitting through long sporting events in the pouring rain, helping to build a ridiculously ambitious science fair project, I was there. I was the steady hand, the listening ear, and the unwavering belief in their potential. These small acts of service, woven together over years, have created a foundation of love and support that I hope they will carry with them always. This is the legacy I want to leave, not one of buildings or bridges, but of hearts that are full and spirits that are brave. Stepping away from a career I had worked so hard to build was, I'll admit, a decision that came with its share of uncertainty. In 2005, the world looked at a woman's choice to stay home a little differently, and I often found myself quietly defending my decision to others, and sometimes even to myself. There were moments of doubt, whispers that questioned if I was letting my education go to waste. Was I losing a part of myself by pouring everything I had into my family? I wrestled with these feelings, especially on the hard days when the house was a mess and the children were all crying at once. But then, I would look into the faces of my children, and the doubts would melt away. I found a different, more profound kind of fulfillment in motherhood. It wasn't measured in promotions or paychecks, but in the growth of tiny souls. The problem-solving and critical thinking I loved about engineering were still very much part of my daily life. I applied them to different problems: how to soothe a teething baby, how to mediate a sibling squabble, how to manage the logistics of a family of 9. This was engineering of the heart, the most challenging and rewarding project I had ever undertaken. There is a richness to this life I never anticipated. It's in shared stories before bed, messy art projects on the kitchen table, and the collective deep breath when we're finally gathered at the end of the day. Being present for all of it, the good, the bad, and the beautifully mundane, has been the greatest gift. I was there for the first steps, the first words, and the first heartbreaks. I didn't have to piece together my children's days from secondhand accounts. I got to live them, right alongside them, and that is a privilege I will never take for granted. Choosing to stay home was the right choice for me and for our family. It let me pour my energy, my creativity, and my love into the foundation of our home. Not sacrificing a career, choosing a different one. Returns not monetary, but immeasurable. A career of scraped knees, bedtime songs, homework help, heartfelt talks. As I look at the people my children are becoming, I know I would not trade a single moment of it. There are no regrets, only a deep and abiding sense of gratitude. Raising 7 children is, to put it mildly, a grand and often chaotic adventure. It's a whirlwind of laundry, grocery shopping, school runs, and honestly, a level of noise that can only be described as symphonic chaos. There were certainly times, especially when they were all very young, that I felt completely and utterly overwhelmed. The sheer volume of work, the cooking, the cleaning, the constant needs of little people, was immense. In those moments, I had to be honest with myself and recognize that even with all the love and dedication in the world, I simply could not do it all on my own. It was a lesson in humility and in the importance of asking for help. This is where the idea of teamwork really came into play. My husband and I have always been a team, but we learned early on that our team needed reinforcements. We made the decision at various times to hire extra help. Sometimes it was a nanny to lend a hand with the youngest ones so I could attend a school function for an older child. Other times it was a cleaning service to help us get a handle on the never-ending mess. There was no shame in this. It wasn't a sign of failure. It was a strategic move, a way of ensuring that our family had what it needed to thrive, and that I had the support I needed to be the best mom I could be. This support system became our village. It was made up of not just hired help, but grandparents, neighbors, and friends who were willing to step in and lend a hand. It was the friend who would watch a few of the kids for an afternoon, so I could have a precious hour to myself. It was the neighbor who would drop off a meal when a new baby arrived. These acts of kindness, big and small, were the threads that held our family together on the most challenging days. They taught me the profound value of community and the truth in the old saying, "It takes a village to raise a child." Parenting is not a solo sport. It's a collaborative effort, a beautiful dance of giving support and receiving support. Admitting you need help is not a weakness, it is a strength. It's about recognizing that in order to pour into our children, we must also allow others to pour into us. Our beautiful, chaotic village has been our lifeline, and it has made all the difference. It has allowed our family to not just survive, but to flourish, and it has taught my children a valuable lesson about the power of community and the importance of showing up for one another. Every family's journey is unique, a one-of-a-kind story woven with joys and challenges. My path led me away from a career into the heart of my home, and for me, that was the perfect fit. But I know for many parents, balancing a career and balancing a family, that is a beautiful and admirable choice as well. There is no single right way to be a good parent. Whether you work outside the home or inside it, the love you pour into your children, the intention you bring to your role each and every day. We need to release the judgment, embrace grace for ourselves and for others. The journey of parenthood will present challenges that test our patience and our strength. There will be days when you feel like you have nothing left to give, days filled with self-doubt and exhaustion. My hope is to share what I've learned along the way, small victories, hard-won lessons, simple truths. I want to create a space for encouragement, where parents can feel seen, understood, and supported. We are all learning as we go, and sharing our stories is one of the most powerful ways we can help each other navigate this beautiful, messy, wonderful life. Finding your people, your support system, is absolutely essential. Whether it's a group of friends, a family member, or an online community, Having a place to turn for advice and encouragement can make all the difference. This journey is too important and too challenging to walk alone. We need to be able to celebrate the wins together, to cry on each other's shoulders during the hard times, and to remind one another that we are doing a good job. This sense of community, this village, is the bedrock upon which strong families are built. In the end, parenthood is a tapestry woven with threads of joy, sorrow, chaos, and peace. It's a masterpiece in progress. Every day adds a new color, a new texture. My hope for you and for me is that we can embrace the process with open hearts and a spirit of positivity. Let's learn from each other, lean on each other, and celebrate the incredible privilege it is to raise the next generation. This is the most important work any of us will ever do. I am so grateful to be on this journey with you. Let's continue to build our stories, together, with love and grace.